Hey y'all, how you doing? 42 today. It's a special number to somebody, I guess. I don't know. After today, we're going to be 35% finished with the entire book. Isn't that exciting? Okay. All right. Let's talk about fractions, ways to write the fraction 1/2. We probably all know you can write 1/2 as like, 2/4 or 3/6 or 10/20 or any two numbers, the top of which is half of the bottom number. Doesn't matter. All right. In fact, you can do the same thing with the number 1, right? This is the number 1. If you write it as a fraction, you just write up something over 1. But you can also write, because 1 divided by 1 is 1. Because did I mention that all fractions are, okay. Well, the same thing is true for like 13 over 13. That's also 1. 13 divided by 13 is 1. 2.986 divided by 2.986 is also, you have no doubt guessed, 1. All right. You can multiply a number by 1 and make it look different, but it's still 1. In other words, if it's, let's say you have 5/7 or something like that. Well, you multiply it by, 1, and of course the answer is 5 times 1, 7 times 1. But you can also take 5/7 and go, okay, well, I'm going to multiply it by another fraction that's 1. Let's see, what other number is 1? Oh, 10 divided by 10 is 1. But if you multiply that, you get 50 on top and 70 on the bottom. But if you have 5/7 here and you multiply it by some other fraction that's a 1, let's say, I don't know, 3 over 3. Well, that's 1, right? 5/7 times 1 is still 5/7, right? There's nothing has changed. It just looks different. What's the top look like? 15. What's the bottom look like? 21. Well, that's the same thing as that because we just multiplied by 1. It just looks different. Anytime you multiply any number in the world by 1, it's going to be the same number. It doesn't matter if it's a fraction or a decimal or whatever. You multiply something by 1, it ain't going to change. That's it. It just stays the same. It might look different, but it's still the same as it was before. So that trick is going to help us today because we're going to write fractions with different denominators and numerators. So let's take when they say to you, write a fraction equal to 1/2 that has a denominator of 16. Well, we'll just take it. Let's do something to it that makes this denominator 16. Well, what did you do to the 2 to get to 16? You multiplied by 8, right? Do the same thing to the numerator. 1 times 8 is 8. There you go. The fraction that has a denominator of 16 is 8 over 16. All right? Write 1/2 and 1/3 as fractions with denominators of 6. Then add them. Ooh, we took a little twist in there. Okay. Well, let's write 1/2 as a fraction with a denominator of 6. Well, what did we do to that? We multiplied by 3. Do the same thing. 3/6 is our answer. 1/3, if we're going to write that as a fraction with a denominator of 6, we multiply that by 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. Well, if you add those together, 3/6 plus 2/6, that's 5/6. They have the same denominator. Piece of cake. You got it. All right. Let's do the practice set. And we'll do one of these, each one at a time. So that is on page 224. And there's A through F. Go ahead and pause it and try A. All right, A is pretty clear. 1/3 is 4 over 12. No big deal. B, pause it and try B. Okay, B would be 4/6 as well. Pause it and try C. On C, you multiplied the 4 by 2, so 3 times 2 is 6. All right, pause it and try D. Same thing here. Okay, multiplied by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 over 12. All right, pause it and try E. Okay, E, we got, 2/3 is 8/12. 1/4 is 3/12. And you add them both, that's going to be 11/12. All right, last one. Pause it and try F. Okay, 2/12, right? So subtract the renamed fraction from 5/12. In other words, 5/12 minus 2/12 is 3/12, right? Reduce it. Well, reduced 3/12. 3 goes into both of those 1 time with the 3 and 4 times with the 12, excuse me. That's it. All right, piece of cake. Good. I'll see you next time. Do a good job on your stuff today. Take care.